Good morning, everybody. How are you? It's a beautiful Thursday morning. It was super sunny, and my kid woke up. He's like, "Today's a good day to go outside." It's like 32 degrees. Not quite, but we're getting there. We're getting there. It's getting warmer. This weekend looks like it's going to be nice. So that's my daily weather report. Um, how are things going with you? What's going on in your world? Jobless numbers came out. There's like 10 million unemployed right now. It's a big deal. It's probably even more coming up. There's a lot of bad news going on. A lot of bad news, but there is some good news. I saw a news report overnight that there's a doctor, I believe he's out in California, who thinks that he has come up with a cure. So he used antibodies from SARS and thinks that he has a cure that might be ready for public consumption come like August, September timeframe. So it's down the road yet, but it's definitely an option. So speaking of good news or funny things, so here's my meme of the day. Uh, just a little cup of coffee, passing the baton over to a glass of wine. That's our meme of the day. That's pretty much how it's going right now, right? um, the other thing I wanted to show you is that we've been doing. So we saw this online where you can do this with a couple of different things, but we did it with our lettuce because we go through so much lettuce for salads here. You can cut your romaine, and I think you can do this with other stuff too. You can cut your romaine and then put it in a water, the bottom in water, and it will regrow for you. So we have two that are doing really well, one that's kind of so-so, and then another one here that is, yeah, it might be struggling, but we're getting there. So that's our little science experiment in the house here right now. As we it's one of the few things we get to do here. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Janice. Good to see you, ladies. Um, yeah, so we're just trucking along. We're doing what we got to do. One of the things that I wanted to quickly brief you on, for the business owners in the group, for the people that are contractors and whatever, that I've been keeping up on the SBA options to help business owners and sole proprietors out and contract workers. Uh, if you haven't applied for the economic injury disaster loan, I would recommend you look into doing that. The other thing is it looks like the Paycheck Protection Program loans are going to be coming out tomorrow, or at least the applications are going to be coming out tomorrow. And banks, like the email that I got from my bank yesterday is that they have 400 people looking to accept 100,000 calls in the next coming days. That's huge. Now there's roughly $350 billion going towards this, so a lot of money going toward it. What that means for you as a business owner is that as long as you keep your payroll, keep paying your employees, whether they're coming into work or not, that payroll will be forgiven for 8 weeks. Now, if you do still have them, if you're an essential business or you're a remote business, you're still covered. The employees can still work, and if you are an employee, I would encourage you to still work. Obviously, we need to try to do what we can, right? But that payroll will still be covered. Now, if you are an employee, you should know that also. You should be trying to work with your employer to make sure that you're getting paid if you can be, because it's going to be more than unemployment. But make sure you're working, right? You don't want to be laid off because you're not working during this time. If you can work, if it's safe, if you can do it remotely, or if you are an essential employee. So, but there are options out there to keep money flowing into the bank accounts for the next couple of months. So try to look into it and take advantage of it if you can. Stacy, good morning. Awesome tip. You can do that with sweet potatoes too. I think I saw that. So do sweet potatoes? Maybe I didn't see it. Sweet potatoes and potatoes. Do they grow another potato, or how does that work? I don't know. I know like carrots. You can put the top of a carrot in water, and the greens will grow, but you're not going to grow another carrot. So if you want carrot greens for a salad, you can do that. What about those on commissions? I don't know about commission. I think if you get commission, via a paycheck, maybe your average would still be covered. I don't know. The other thing you have to worry about is for people like business owners that, like if you have a corporation where profits from a corporation flow into the business owner's income, I don't know how that's counted either. So there's a couple of questions that people might need to answer depending on your situation. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Mary. Potatoes do if you plant the ones with eyes. Oh, cool. Well, that's good because I like potatoes and I would like to keep eating potatoes without having to go to the store. I do have to go to the store. So my wife has a prescription that we need to pick up today. And I'm going to go out today. Again, we still don't have too many people in my county that have this, but we're getting beyond that point where I want to leave the house. So I'm going to go and pick up this prescription later today. Just kind of sneak in and sneak out. And maybe if there's anything really small, that I can grab quickly, I might do that. But not looking forward to leaving the house. But that leads me into my thought. So there's a post we have out there right now. It's an ad for Define My Day, and we've changed our messaging a little bit to like back off, and just be like, times are tough. We know, and if this can help you, we're happy to provide it for you, right? So somebody wrote in the comments, what's the point? And I think maybe asking the question kind of gives you a clue as to the mindset of somebody thinking that way. And it's probably even a thought that some of us have had, like, what's the point of anything right now? We're stuck at home. We don't have a job. There's a lot going on. I might get sick tomorrow. Like, what's the point in everything? And so, in the flood of thoughts that we have right now, should I even be working? My goals are completely different. I don't even know where, I don't know where I'm going to be in a month, let alone, a year. So there's a couple of things with this. And the thing that came to mind for me, last night, actually. So we were watching, Chris Cuomo, who, you may know, got diagnosed with COVID-19 2 days ago. And he's working out of his basement, and he's telling the story of like how he's worried that he gave it to his family, which they tested negative right now. But he's also, he can't see his kids, he can't see his family, he can't hug them, kiss them, whatever. And that's a thought that I had, because at that time my kid was going to bed and jumped on my lap, and I gave him a big hug. And the thought that I had after he left was that, if I wake up in the middle of the night the way Cuomo did, with a sore throat or a cough or anything, and I have to distance myself from everybody, would that have been my last hug? And then you have these stories of people that go to the hospital and they never see their families again. They don't even get a funeral. If they take a turn for the worse. So, is that my last hug? Leads to the question, did I spend my time today where it most mattered? And, that thought is not an indictment on what I did today, but the thought then leads to, how can I make sure I spend my time wisely tomorrow? Right? And so that's the point in what we're doing every day. It's easy to say, well, I'm just going to sit on the couch all day and watch Netflix and the kids can go play Fortnite, right? It's easy to say, we're just going to wait this out and see what happens. But that might not be the reality. The reality could be much different. And so while we're worried about our jobs, while we're worried about income, while we're worried about our health, while we're worried about the health of our loved ones, it's our responsibility to handle this in the best way we can. Now, I also read an article this morning about how people, when you first started this, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to be super productive with all the extra time I have. And the reality is that that's a lot harder than we think it is, because we're stressed more than ever. We don't have our support networks that we normally have. There's a lot of thoughts going on, and so we're not like, I don't think we should even advocate to be more productive. I think we need to advocate to be focused on what is most important. And that's different for everybody. You might be worried about your business. You might be worried about your parents or your children. Like, whatever that is, you might be worried about. A lot of people are volunteering, God bless them, out of the house, in like the food bank in Pittsburgh is lined up for a long way. Um, so, being mindful of ourselves and where we're putting our time, because right now, like that, life and death is always here, right? Like, I mean, there's always, like, today might be my last day, like that bank account that we talk about, that we don't know what the balance of that is, right? We're drawing on a bank account. One day we wake up and we're going, oh, no, nothing left. But we tend to just say that, well, that's not going to happen to me. Well, right now, a lot of people are faced with the reality that, like, this might happen to me or somebody that I care about. And so, with that in mind, I think it puts it into a much sharper focus, the need to be mindful of what is important to us. I mean, even now I catch myself just sort of, um, you know, wasting time, not relaxing and not spending it with the people in the house, but just kind of like listless for a moment or a few moments. And that's when I catch myself going, well, this isn't good for me. This isn't recharging me, and this isn't spending time where I feel like I should be spending it. So that's when having this process directs me toward, like, no, like, my priority is spend time with the kids. My priority is my health. My priority is, being mindful. My priority is not putzing around on the internet, or my priority is not just like, wasting time. So, it's a matter of just redirecting our attention, being mindful of the things that are important. So I don't want to beat that to death, but that, I think you kind of get where I'm going with it. I think that, that's why this process is important. So, I hope you do too. I think you do. If you're here with me, I'm sure you do. I mean, we have, what, 15 people with us right now. So I appreciate you guys being with me. But that's, every day we're looking for some meaning in our lives, and we can find it in places large and small. And, I would encourage you that daily, is what I'm doing right now self-care? Is it taking me down that path with what is most important for me? Um, my iPad keeps activating its Siri when I'm talking while we're doing these. Um, so just take care of yourself and align every day with what is important to you, and that's the purpose of the reflection at the end of the day, the journaling at the end of the day, like looking back on that, and did I align my things today with what I want to be aligned with? And that was my thought after hugging my kid. Like, did I give him the attention that I should have today? My answer each day might be yes or no, but trying to redirect myself onto that path on a daily basis to make sure that, yeah, like, if this is the last time I see him, if this is the last time I get to hug him, that I'm satisfied with how I handled things up until now. And if the answer is that I'm not satisfied with it, well, then what do I have to change? Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Angel. Stacy, I'm going to throw you up on the screen here. Just wanted to say, especially after that person posted that to you, you really helped me focus on how, in this time in particular, going to define me in my life. really helped a lot over the last few weeks to help me transition from burnout and overwhelm to really staying focused on self-care. And now I'm finally in a place to get back and help people who really need me. That's really cool. And so you bring up a really good point there. Like, we can't help other people if we're not helping ourselves, right? We can't help the people around us if we ourselves are not coming from a healthy place. We just bring a different energy, right? You're reinforcing the flexibility in the book and using it as a tool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Even just setting one thing for the day. Absolutely. It's been really huge, focusing on being kinder and gentler with myself and being more realistic in setting expectations for these uncertain times. Your talks and book have been huge in helping with that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stacy, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. If I didn't say good morning, Deborah, good morning, Mary. Siri needs some good inspiration, and a lot of people rely on her, and I cannot think of a better person to inspire her. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I see, we see this, the people that aren't customers, we see the snarky comments, and we see what's the point? And we see my priorities for the day are wake up, eat a bagel, watch TV, go back to sleep at 10 a.m. And it's, we need to make light of it. Like, we need to have fun. We need to do the stupid little things like watch the Tiger King. But at the same time, we do need to be making sure we're taking care of the things that we need to take care of for ourselves. Best case scenario, if we're not paying attention to the things we need to be paying attention to, maybe the best case scenario then is that we're come out of this in a couple of months, and then we don't have good habits, and we're not healthy, and we're just kind of like, all right, now what, right? And I don't want to be that way. Worst case scenario, life is shorter than we think, and we need to take care of our affairs. So, there's a lot of different ways to look at this, and there's a lot of things going around in our head, but we need to be focused on taking care of ourselves and taking care of the people around us. So, Pamela, I am finally reading Atomic Habits. Wow, I did have a realization that I am not a person who likes to do housework. I'm not either. I am a person who wants to live like I have a maid. Got to work on that. I've actually thought about hiring a maid. It's funny when times are good and you have when you look at your time and you're like, if I had more time to work on myself, to do all this stuff, but I don't because I'm so busy keeping up the housework, wouldn't it be great to hire somebody to have them do that? And I'd be so much more productive. And I guess if you were more productive, hiring a maid would actually make a lot of sense. It's just a matter of whether the time you would be spending would be worth it. But yeah, like Atomic Habits, it's funny when you do little things and they just keep stacking, and you create these disciplines and really effective disciplined time in the morning or whenever, you get so much more done. So it's pretty cool. And I think that right now, somebody that is good with Define My Day, good with creating habits and discipline, right now, that person, even if they're not following it to a T, is probably incredibly healthy and probably going to be in great shape when they come out of this. And I think about that in businesses, right? So the unhealthy businesses coming into this might get a pass by some support from the government, right? But when the healthy businesses are coming into this, they're also getting that support. So they're getting they're already operational. They have good processes. They have a healthy bottom line, whatever. And so they're coming into this at an advantage. Plus they're getting assistance. And then when they come out of it, they're going to be so much more ahead of the game because they're going to take advantage of the help they got. They're going to take advantage of, and they're going to see the benefit of their good processes and their healthy employees. And when this is all over and the economy bounces back, they're going to be in great shape. And that's kind of the way we have to look at ourselves. We come into this if we came into this unhealthy and we get less healthy, when we come out of it, what kind of shape are we going to be in? You know, however you came into this situation, you know, if you can take small steps to just grow your health, mind and body, when you come out of this, you will be prepared to handle whatever is going on the other side of it. You know, if it's disaster, wouldn't you want to be healthy and prepared to handle disaster? If it's a bounce back, a rebound, wouldn't you want to be healthy so you can hit the ground running? So, you know, don't give up. Don't give up. You know, keep trying to take care of yourself. Keep following this process. You'll be fine. Um, so, but that's my thing. That's my thing for today. So today for us, you know, today's kind of a cleanup day, loose end day. Tomorrow's going to be that way too. You know, this is plenty of things to do. Um, you know, we, you know, just trying to make sure we're taking care of ourselves along the way and balancing it all out. Same as you. So, but I hope you guys are all doing well. I appreciate you all joining me today. If you caught this late, keep in mind you can always catch the replay on YouTube. You can catch the replay here after the video is over. Leave a comment. If there's something you're struggling with, you need help, you just have a question about the process, you have a question about something else, leave it in a comment and we'll certainly answer it for you in the next video or in the comments, whatever is most appropriate. And, you know, take care of yourself. Stay healthy. I'll talk to you soon.